Hey, guys, out to these tells to hear your voice manager. I unmute the voice of women who are ready to speak up about what has kept her silent for way too long. Super excited to bring you another episode of the Speak Easy podcast where we go behind the scenes and what it means to be the successfully paid speaker and author. That part. Why? Because guess what? We want to make sure that you are not only successful, but you stay successful. We don't want a one and done. We want to continue the process. So with that being said, I know right now, let's just be real, the speaking industry, the author industry right now looks a little different because we're not on stage, we're on Zoom. So we're going to talk about some of the things that you need to be watching out for, especially, when we're doing that whole business up top and party down the bottom, and then you get up before pressing up that part. So we'll talk about that a little bit too. I'm super excited about my guest today. Hey, Tiara.
How are you? I am excited to be on here with you.
Oh my goodness, we are about to be fire and so energy. We were already laughing before we started hitting the record button. So y'all about to be in for a treat. So let the studio audience know a little bit about yourself and then we'll dive into today's topic.
So, hey everyone, again, my name is Tiara J. I am a entrepreneur, I should say mompreneur powerhouse. I have my hand in a little bit of everything, and I do that because I was told in order to be successful and to become a millionaire, you had to have at least 7 streams of income. So I have my hand in a little bit of everything. I'm a wardrobe stylist. I'm a mentor. I'm a social media brand strategist. So I help businesses transition from, the daily rat race and a run of, brick and mortar and the traditional ways they're used to doing business. And I help them to transition digitally. I just became a event planner. So I plan events. I hosted 4 events last year that were successful. I just do a little bit of everything out of these, honestly.
And there is nothing wrong with that because listen, it all is in the same stream, I guess we could say, because a lot of times people talk about, having the multiple streams, but then they trying to do everything. They trying to fry chicken and repair cars.
Now, I ain't talking about that now. I ain't out here slinging fish dinner plates and stuff. I ain't slinging them yet. Like, if I sling them, then y'all know.
We didn't hit rock bottom. We didn't hit a point here.
Say that.
The struggle is real.
But oh my God, I don't know how I forgot to say I am a best-selling author. I'm a best-selling author. How did I forget? And it wasn't by myself. I co-authored an anthology, and together we came together and told our stories about strength, courage, and the things that we've been through and how we overcame them. But I'm still overcoming some things, so I ain't all the way there yet, but I'm making it.
And that's what matters. So, with that being said, let's get into it. Let's start.
Okay.
Let's start with the Zoom calls because everything is going virtual. Yeah. And we're doing, we're still trying to have the lashes done and the makeup and the business up top and the party pajamas down the bottom. Got short, right? And then we see situationships like what Keenan Ivory Reigns.
Yeah.
He got up and didn't have no pants on. He didn't press end or he didn't.
He is a part of that generation where they don't really understand technology. And he probably thought when he was done verbally, it was over. He ain't mean it. Y'all, he ain't mean it. I love Keenan Ivory Wayans. I love him. He ain't mean it. He did not mean
it.
Right?
Just cut him some slack, guys. But that's kind of like where we are right now, especially when it goes to doing virtual summits. What should be the thought process when somebody comes in saying, okay, I'm going to speak for a summit. I want to make sure the same way I'm showing up for a live event, I want to show up for the summit.
So speaking from a wardrobe stylist point of view, I honestly think that the same way you present yourself when outside was open, that's the same way you should get on your Zoom meetings and your summits, especially if it's something like a summit or a conference and something big and important. If it's not audio and it's video, you should 100% absolutely represent yourself, because after all of this is over, they're going to remember how you presented yourself and how you came and showed up. So I 100% think that you should present yourself just how you presented yourself on the outside, present yourself the same way on the inside. Now, audio is a little bit different. You can do whatever. You can come on here with a whatever you want to come on here with. Sports bra, tank top, underwear. Make sure, you got a little coverage on your underwear though. But like, let me stop.
Yeah, because we don't need no issues where we hearing you like scooching in the seat.
Okay.
And it's like,
make sure.
Listen,
so they're cotton, ladies.
We don't need no situations where you moving and we like, what is that suction sound going on in the background?
But yeah, I honestly love. I have grown to love getting on Zoom meetings. When this first happened, I said, "Baby, I'm zoomed out. I'm Microsoft Teamed out. Like, do we have to see each other like this?" But then I said, Tiara, I had to check myself. Like, you're used to seeing them every day, so sometimes they want to see you. And then I felt like I had gotten to a place where I was like, okay, so what is this all about? Because now I have to be home. Now I have to do this. So let me find a way, like a alternate option on learning how to enjoy this and finding the good in all of this. And that is one of the things that I work for the School of Social Work. So, social workers see life in a different way than the average person does. And I was like, well, let me put my social worker hat on and think of this in a different way, because sometimes our mind can snap in an instance. And since this pandemic has transpired and happened, I can say that a lot of people have had mental breakdowns and relationships are lost. And I know of a few couples that are looking to become, they didn't even go to separation. I heard divorce. And I was like, well, no. Because now it's like, I'm not on the run for 8 hours a day, and then coming home and then, trying to figure out, what's for dinner, help on homework. Now we are all in the house together as one. So it's like, for parents, you're learning your child all over again. And for children, it's like, I'm building a relationship with my parents all over again. And especially for married people, it's like you're learning your spouse all over again. Or if you're not married just yet, you're learning your significant other. You're learning why I act like this at 10 o'clock, or why I need this cup of coffee this amount of times during the day. And I know for me personally, I felt like I was growing stress lumps in my neck. And I thought it got to a point where I was scared. I can be a little bit dramatic. I was like, this is cancer. Like, I honestly thought it was cancer, girl. I done broke down and told my daughter I had it and started crying. So she was like, what? She ain't even want to talk to me. I was like, all right, let me chill out. And then, when I got home, when I started being home, I noticed that it went down and it went down and it went down. So it wasn't, anything. It was benign. It was stress. It was stress. And that can happen at work. So,
that's significant, because not only are we in a time where we're learning our families again, where we're learning to communicate more, because sometimes we didn't communicate at all. Listen, it was, I see you in the morning, how about boom, and in the evening it was like, hey, an hour here, boom, and then I'm off the bed. But we're also learning ourselves. We're learning ourselves. Yeah. And so if you were not someone who was clear on what you will and will not accept,
Yes.
what you approve of, what
Yes.
makes you happy.
Happy. Ooh, say that again, because that's what it is.
Come on, what makes
What
you
make
happy?
and at this time, I learned a lot about myself. I learned about what I liked and what I didn't like, and I didn't know this was necessary. I didn't know this time I needed this time, but not only me. I think the world needed this time, and not to get spiritual, but I can get spiritual because that's just the type of woman I am. I am a child of God. I am a kingdom kid. So this was God telling us to reset ourselves. We needed a hard reset done. And I'm glad I got it because I learned so much about myself. And I learned that half the stuff I was doing, I can't cuss, no, I can't cuss and then talk about God. I'm not going to cuss. So don't laugh on mute. They need to hear you laughing.
Look, I said, wait a minute. I
Girl,
understand though. I get
yes,
it though.
I'm a gospel gangster. I don't care what nobody say. But, in that moment, I felt like, we needed this hard reset button pushed. And it was time for us to build a better relationship with God. And I know me, I'm not perfect at all. And I was always told since I was little, come as you are. So when I first developed a relationship with God, I would be cussing, I'd be yelling, like, what is this? How do I, what is this thing that you want me to do in life? What am I here for? What is my purpose? And that was in my 20s. And when I turned 30, I was like, I know what it is. I know what it is. So now I'm on a journey of just self-love and self-care and managing my time better with everybody in my life, especially my daughter, especially, my family and friends, and especially on a business, in business and in life. Like, how do I balance work life, home life, personal time for myself, and then for God? And I've always heard that make sure you have a balanced life, because if you don't, whatever you are spending the most time on, no, what did they say? Whatever you focus on is, you spend more time on, and you lose focus of everything else. And I felt like with me and other people in the world, we lost our focus on God. Our focus was not on Him anymore, and we were brainwashed and material. We were looking at other things. We were so focused on frivolous stuff that didn't mean anything that we lost focus in sight of His word and His calling and what He wanted us to be in life. We stopped walking the steps He ordered for us.
I think that part, having that deeper connection, having that deeper support, understanding, and having the conversations. I think that was a really big piece of it too. Yeah. What I found that many people, they got the aha moment of a lot of the times the people that you are connected to or the ones that you were investing in were not really for you.
Not at all. I learned that a lot. I learned during this time that I was spending so much time worrying about the wrong things. I didn't dig deep into situations, and I would leave stuff at surface level, like, okay, well, whatever, and because that's what I'm used to doing. I'm used to seeing something and hearing something and looking at it like, okay, well, if this is not what I want to hear or how I'm used to understanding something, then I don't want to be bothered with it. Like, I am learning patience. I have to have more tolerance for stuff. Not that I should be tolerating just any old thing in life, but I have to have more tolerance for things because we have to. And I'm just so appreciative of this time because I needed it. I needed it. Like, if I can be transparent for a second, I just started therapy, and it's so amazing. It's so good. Like, I didn't know that I was gonna start therapy and start learning about Tiara and who she is, and because I thought I already knew. I thought I already knew this girl. I thought I already knew her, but as women, sometimes certain things that happen in our life, especially things that's traumatic and filled with a lot of hurt and anger and pain, we compartmentalize it, and we don't want to be bothered with it anymore. It's just a thing of the past. It's just something that we put away and don't ever want to open again until something triggers us, and we don't know why we flying off the handle. So, girl, I needed this little time, honey, because therapy is working wonders on me.
Look, it's interesting too, because it allowed us to, we in previous years, Speakeasy podcast listeners, you guys have seen it. Celebrities start talking more about mental health and mental issues, and the things that we literally, what goes on in this house stays in this house, and all of the things that we really have been carrying for so long.
And it's important. I was like, dang, everybody is starting to talk about mental health. And it was like, wow, let me learn more, let me understand more. And when I noticed that they were talking about it more, it's because they were finding themselves too. They were finding out who they were and what they wanted out of life and their purpose. Because sometimes you can think you know something about yourself, and you can think you know your purpose, and then God come back and be like, that's not what I told you. That's what you wanted to do. Let me break it down.
Come on, look. You wanted to wear that. I didn't tell you that.
Yeah, I didn't tell you that. Did I tell you?
I didn't tell you that.
That's not what I said. I didn't say anything. You heard what you wanted to hear. Girl, he had to tell me that a couple times. I'm one of his hard-headed children, like, for real. I'm one of his hard-headed kids. They be like, here she go again.
Look, I've been there. I've done it. I've been in that moment where it's been, and I love, that we're talking. We started this out with talking about the wardrobe piece of it, and, showing up and what it is you're presenting yourself as, because in the reality of it is your mental health. That's part of how you're presenting yourself.
Exactly.
A lot of us have walked around with masks on. A lot of us have walked around concealing who we actually were, because we had this fear. If I show up, 100% me, are people going to accept me? Are people going to tear me apart? Are they going to, like, what's going to be the backlash from it?
Yeah.
And I think we've gotten to a point where people are like, well, look, I'm going to show up me, redhead, purple hair, whatever that means. I'm going to go ahead because I know that there's a message, and I need people to get the help. I need people to get the message. And I can't keep being worried about what it looked like, because what it looked like ain't always what it is.
Come on now. And I hear that a lot. And my pastor, Pastor John K. Jenkins, Senior, I said sir, over at First Baptist of Glen Arden, always says, he'll say something and he's preaching, and he'll go back and give a small disclaimer. He'll say, it might not be good talking, but it's good preaching. And I love that, because in that I hear, just come as you are, continue to come as you are. It's okay that you're not polished. It's okay that you're not who they think you are, or who they may who you even think you are. It's okay. It's like an unveiling. When they say you may kiss your bride and the veil comes off and you just see your bride for the first time. I feel like that's been happening for me since we've been home. It's like an unveiling. This is who I am, because the hurt Tiara was, I would dress her up every day. And I mean, baby, dress her up and down 24/7. And I've had a love for fashion for so long, but in these past few months, I've just been looking at Tiara naked, and not naked physically, but really, like, literally, like the real Tiara, the raw Tiara, the hurt Tiara, the one that has put all this anger and hurt away and just dressed her up in a way where it's like, I'm here. This is who I am. You're going to respect me. I'm a queen. I know who I am. Do you know who I am? If you don't, let me show you. And that's how I've always thought. And I think in the back of my mind, I've always had a thing of, well, I don't want them to know who I really am, because that's not none of their business, because that's not who I am today. And all along, I've been just dragging that stuff with me for years, and from friendship to friendship and relationship to relationship. And I just finally let it go.
It's that, you know, being authentic and being able to raise the bar and say, you know what, I'm going to do this at a higher level now. Yeah. And I don't have to apologize because I'm doing it at a higher level. I just have to show up authentically me.
That's it.
Because you either going to like it or you not.
Period, Pooh.
That's it. Like, you either going to like it or you're not.
Yeah. And I don't care, because this is who I am. And I'm so focused on me. I can't worry about what you think about me. I can't worry about you, because I know you ain't got your stuff together if you worried about me. Because if you had your stuff together, you wouldn't be worried about me. You would probably be trying to help me grow, help me pursue my pursuit of happiness, you know? So I come
exactly.
as all day long. It's just Tiara.
Oh my goodness. So now one question that I always ask everyone who comes on the show is, what has been a blunder for you? What has been something that you can look back now, especially dealing with wardrobe and fashion, and you can look back and go, okay, so that wasn't the best choice at that time, and I learned from it.
So in a fashion sense, you wanna answer? Girl. Ooh. It's been a couple of things. Obviously, they cannot hear you laughing at me. You know I'm a comedian.
Look, because I'm thinking in my mind, I've had quite a few, and Easy Podcast listeners, y'all remember me telling y'all about my first live interview that I did in person, where my zipper was stuck, so I had on a jacket, so nobody could tell.
Okay, we've had plenty of times where we've had some makeshift outfits where I was on stage and I couldn't really fix myself, so I had to put a jacket over top or put another skirt on. Like I made it do what it do plenty of times, especially in college and high school. Like especially, girl.
That blazer is a saving grace.
Let me tell you something. A blazer is saving grace, especially a long flowing jacket. Ooh, honey, it will save you from the broken zipper on your skirt that came apart because you knew it was getting a little tight, but it's okay. You was like, I get away with it. It's all right. And then
like, I got one more wear. I got one more.
Your hips was like, So it was a couple of times. I really don't have anything where I can think of. I think I don't have anything significant that stands out. I was like, oh, I should have did that. Maybe wearing clothes that were getting tight and I kept it on anyway, and it showed me like no, that's not for you. So I will say that. But I never really, I remember this moment. I was in college. I went to Bennett College for Women in Greensboro, North Carolina. I'm a Bennett Belle. And shout out Bennett. We had a freshman fashion show. And you could do anything in a fashion show. You could model, of course, and then you could do a talent. So one of the scenes that we had, I was a police officer. I came out there, girl, with my little brown and orange streaks in my hair. They were split. I was cute. And I had my little police outfit on and my gun. I got to the end of the runway and I got to the middle and my gun fell out. Like all my little stuff fell out. All my little props. I was like, oh, let's keep serving. We're going to keep serving. So I got to the end of the runway. I did my little thing. I turned around and I came back. And as I was coming back, another girl was coming forward. And I was like, let's save face. So I did a little slide little thing, girl. I slid my little leg to the right and I picked up my gun and I turned around and blew it when I say the whole auditorium erupted, like, yes, like, cause and I kept going, and that is how I've always gotten through life. Some things may fall out of place, and some things may happen, and in that split second, you can either give up or you could step up. And I've always been the type of woman that was always battle and war ready. So I always step up and I make it happen for myself. And then I always clean up after that, because I know that it's always people in the crowd watching me. So that's one thing that stood out to me.
That was epic. I absolutely love that. Speakeasy Podcast listeners, I hope y'all wrote that down. Like, I hope you wrote that down, like on an index card, on a sticky note, on the mirror, something. I'm going to repeat it for the cheap seats. Keep going when things fall out of place.
Keep going.
I think that's one of the most significant things. Wardrobe, anything, just life. You got to learn how to keep going. You got to learn that lesson. And when you learn, the earlier you learn it,
the better.
The better. Oh my goodness, guys, this episode has been amazing. Yes. I told y'all it was going to be fire. So Tiara, let them know how they can reach out to you for more information, because I know some of them are like, she was dropping knowledge. Let me go ahead and find her, and where they can find you at online as well.
Yes, ma'am. So I just finished my website, so I'm excited about that. I still have a little things to add on it, but I'm excited. So it's thetiarajbrand.com. TheTiara. How I spell my name? TheTiara J brand BRAND.com. Look, Alcides, I'm hungry. I told you I was cooking before I started this. The Tiara J brand.
I get it. I know. I understand.
And you can go on my website for more information. I also started blogging a couple of weeks ago, so I'm excited about that too. You can read my blogs. Facebook, Tiara Johnson, TIARA, last name Johnson. Instagram, _Tiara J, and Twitter at the Tiara J brand. I'm sorry if you hear my nephew screaming. He probably hungry too in the background. I apologize.
That's okay. The Speakeasy Podcast listeners know we do real life. We don't do all of that, This is real life. This is how you know that you're getting people who have been where you are and can take you to where you're trying to go. That part is so very valuable.
Amen.
Guys, this has been another amazing episode of the Speakeasy Podcast with your host, Alcides Pelzer, your voice manager. Don't forget, we want to hear from you. How did this particular episode resonate with you? Join the conversation, bit.ly/World Voice Community to join the free Facebook group. And with that being said, until next time, guys, don't forget to press it out. See ya.
Bye.